Agile Project Management. In the ever-evolving landscape of business and technology, there exists an approach that prioritizes adaptability, collaboration, and customer satisfaction above all, and that is Agile. Agile methodology has transformed the world of software development, engineering, manufacturing, and project management, leading to quicker deliveries, better products, and improved customer relationships. Now, the question is, what is Agile? Agile is a project management and product development approach or methodology that prioritizes flexibility and collaboration. It involves regularly reassessing and adjusting project scopes and priorities in close collaboration with stakeholders, including the customer. Unlike traditional project management methodologies, which are linear and sequential, Agile methodologies emphasize adaptability and feedback. Now, how did Agile methodology begin? How did it start? And the seeds of Agile were planted in the 1990s when the tech industry grappled with the limitations of traditional project management methodologies like the waterfall model. These traditional methods often led to prolonged development cycles, outdated end products, and unsatisfied customers. This discontent culminated in 2001 when 17 software developers convened in Snowbird, Utah, and produced the Agile Manifesto. This document laid down 12 guiding principles that prioritize human interactions, customer collaboration, and flexibility to changing requirements. Popular Agile frameworks. Several frameworks or methodologies have emerged under the Agile umbrella. Some of the most important ones include the following: Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, and Lean. Now, what is Scrum? Scrum is a framework divided into fixed length iterations called sprints. Fixed length iteration called sprints, usually 2 to 4 weeks long. Scrum involves roles like the product owner, Scrum Master, development team, and ceremonies like daily stand-ups, sprint reviews, and retrospectives. How about Kanban? Kanban is a visualization tool that helps manage workflow with an emphasis on continuous delivery without overburdening the development team. Extreme Programming (XP). XP focuses on technical excellence and continuous feedback, emphasizing customer satisfaction. Last but not the least, Lean. Lean management or lean manufacturing. Lean originates from manufacturing and it emphasizing on delivering value to the customer efficiently by eliminating waste. What are some of the benefits of Agile? Some benefits of Agile. The following are some of the benefits of Agile methodology. First, improved product quality. Regular check-ins and reviews ensure that defects are addressed quickly. Higher customer satisfaction. Continuous engagement with customers ensures that the product aligns with their needs and expectations. Increased project controls. Daily meetings and regular feedback loops offer more visibility and control over project progress. Reduced risks. The iterative nature ensures that any potential pitfalls or errors are identified and rectified early on. The Agile Manifesto and its 12 principles. The Agile Manifesto and its 12 principles. In the early 2000s, a group of software developers gathered to discuss the challenges and solutions to the prevalent software development methodologies of that time. Their collective wisdom resulted in the Agile Manifesto, a concise statement of beliefs and values that redefined the way software is created and delivered. Today, the tenets of this manifesto and its subsequent 12 principles continue to guide teams worldwide in all industries, not just in software development, but in various sectors, industries, seeking iterative, responsive, and efficient paradigms. Now, the Agile Manifesto consists of four primary values. Four primary values. The first is individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Agile prioritizes human collaboration. It recognizes that the most effective and efficient method of conveying information within a development team is face-to-face conversation. Yes, face-to-face conversation. The second value is working software over comprehensive documentation. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Delivering functional software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, is more valuable than exhaustive documentation. While documentation is important, Agile places higher priority on working solutions. The third is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Engaging customers throughout the project is crucial. By building relationships and collaboration and collaborating with customers, teams can better understand and respond to customer needs, leading to better end products. The fourth is responding to change over following a plan. Agile recognizes that requirements might change throughout the course of a project. So rather than sticking rigidly to a plan, Agile emphasizes flexibility and adaptability. The 12 principles of Agile. The 12 principles of Agile. Now, building on the core values of the Agile Manifesto, the 12 principles further detail the ethos behind Agile methodologies. These principles are as follows. First, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable products. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable products. Second, welcome changing requirements, even late in development. Agile processes harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. Third, deliver working products frequently. Deliver working products frequently with a preference to the shorter time scale. Fourth, business people and developers must work together daily throughout the projects. Fifth, build projects around motivated individuals. Build projects around motivated individuals. Give them the environment and support that they need and trust them to get the job done. Next, the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation. Next is working product is the primary measure of progress. The working products, either in the form of software or some other physical products, is the primary measure of progress. Agile processes promote sustainable development. The sponsors, developers, and users should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely. Continuous attention is the next one to technical excellence, and good design enhances agility. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. The next is simplicity. The art of maximizing the amount of work done, of work not done, is essential. Simplicity. The art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. The next is the best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Finally, at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. Before we proceed, kindly take some few seconds to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Kindly do so. Kindly click on the subscribe button on your screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Also click on the notification button to be notified whenever we release new videos such as this. Click on the notification button to get notified, to be the first to know when we release news videos such as this. Kindly do so within some few seconds. I'm waiting for you to do so if you have not done so yet. Thank you so much. Now we proceed. Differences between Agile and traditional project management. Differences between Agile and traditional project management. In today's dynamic and rapidly evolving business environment, understanding different project management methodologies is crucial for project success. Agile and traditional project management, often referred to as waterfall, are two primary approaches organizations worldwide, globally, use to drive their projects. While both can be effective depending on the context, they have distinct, very different characteristics. This course delves into these differences to give you a clearer perspective on which approach might be right for your next project. The first is conceptual foundations. Conceptual foundations. Traditional project management or waterfall follows a linear and sequential approach. Projects begin with a detailed planning phase, followed by sequential phases that should be completed before the next one begins. The name waterfall aptly describes the method as each phase cascades into the next without coming back, just like the water falls from a high mountain or hill down the drain. Agile. Agile is rooted in iterative development. Agile projects are broken into small increments or iterations. Each iteration results in a working product. The idea is to build, test, and iterate rapidly, making improvements with each cycle. Flexibility and adaptability is the next one. For traditional project management, once the planning is complete and execution begins, changes can be disruptive and expensive. The methodology doesn't easily cater to shifts in priorities or requirements. Whereas Agile is built on the premise of accommodating change. Agile teams expect and embrace shifts in requirements, even late in development. This makes it apt for projects where the end product is not clearly defined from the outset. Stakeholder engagement. For traditional project management, stakeholder input is gathered primarily at the beginning and feedback is given at the end. For Agile project management, continuous stakeholder feedback is a cornerstone. Stakeholders, including clients and end users, are engaged throughout, providing feedback after each iteration. Next, project phases. For traditional, the phases are distinct, which are requirements, design, implementation phase, verification phase, and maintenance. Each phase generally gets completed before moving to the next phase. Whereas for Agile, there are overlaps between design and implementation, testing, and other phases. And this overlap can occur since these processes happen in every iteration. Delivery. For traditional, the product or service is delivered primarily at the end of the project, whereas for Agile, working features are delivered frequently, often every 2 to 4 weeks, providing tangible progress and value. Risk management. For traditional, risks are usually identified upfront and preventive measures are set. However, due to its rigid structure, addressing unforeseen risks can be challenging. For Agile, the iterative approach allows risks to be identified and addressed more promptly, making it easier to adjust the project's course as needed. Performance metrics. For traditional, emphasis is placed on sticking to the planned schedule and budget. For Agile focuses on delivering value. Metrics like feature completion rates, customer satisfaction, and product quality are paramount. Team roles. For traditional, roles are typically clearly defined with a project manager overseeing the project's entirety. For Agile, roles are more collaborative. For instance, Scrum, an Agile framework, has roots like product owner and Scrum master, but the emphasis is on the whole team collaborating and sharing responsibilities. Now, having known the differences between the two, Agile project management and traditional project management, which is better? Which one is better? Now, there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. The best methodology depends on the project's nature, team, environment, and goals. For projects with a clear and unchanging scope, where requirements are known upfront and there are minimal uncertainties, the traditional or waterfall approach might be more suitable. While for projects where the environment is dynamic, requirements are expected to change, or the end product is not entirely clear from the beginning, Agile would likely be a better fit. Now, in conclusion, understanding both Agile and traditional project management methodologies allows organizations and project managers to select the best approach for their unique circumstances, maximizing their chances of project success. Understanding agile frameworks. Understanding agile frameworks. Agile methodologies promote collaboration, flexibility, and delivering high-quality products. While there are several agile frameworks, each has its own unique approach, but they all aim to deliver value early and often. Now we'll be exploring some of the most popular agile frameworks: Scrum, Kanban, Lean, and Extreme Programming in details. Scrum. Scrum is one of the most popular agile frameworks. It breaks product development into smaller, manageable pieces called sprints, typically lasting 2 to 4 weeks. Now, what are the components of Scrum? You have roles, you have artifacts, you have ceremonies. Roles. Scrum roles includes product owner. The product owner defines the product. They also include Scrum Master. The Scrum Master ensures the process runs smoothly. And the development team. The development team are responsible for building the product. Next, artifacts. Artifacts includes product backlog, which are lists of product features. Sprint backlog, which are tasks to be done in the current sprint. And a potentially shippable product, which are the outputs of each sprint. Next is ceremonies. Ceremonies include daily Scrum, which are daily 15-minute stand-up. Sprint review, which involves demonstrating the work done. Sprint retrospective, which involves reflecting on the past sprint. And sprint planning, which involves planning the next sprint. Kanban. Kanban. Kanban is a flow-based agile methodology. It visualizes the workflow using a board where tasks move from one column or stage to another, often from to do to done. What are the key components of Kanban? We have Kanban board, columns, WIP limits. Now, what is the function? What is the role of the Kanban board? Kanban board. The Kanban board displays all tasks and their status. Columns. Columns represent different stages of a task, for example, to do, in progress, or done. WIP limits. WIP represents work in progress. So work in progress limits are set for each column to prevent overloading. Before we proceed, kindly take some few seconds to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Kindly do so. Kindly click on the subscribe button on your screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Also click on the notification button to be notified whenever we release new videos such as this. Click on the notification button to get notified, to be the first to know when we release news videos such as this. Kindly do so within some few seconds. I'm waiting for you to do so if you have not done so yet. Thank you so much. Now we proceed. Lean. Originating from Toyota's manufacturing practices in the 1950s, Lean focuses on maximizing customer value and minimizing waste. Maximizing customer value and minimizing waste. What are the key components of Lean? First, waste elimination. Waste elimination. According to Lean, anything that doesn't add value to the customer is considered waste. Anything that doesn't add value to the customer is considered waste. Empower the team. Teams have the authority to change their processes to improve. Teams have the authority, according to Lean, have the authority to change their processes to improve. The next is build quality in. Build quality in. This involves finding and fixing mistakes as soon as they occur. Finding and fixing mistakes as soon as they occur. The next is short cycles. Short cycles. Deliver in short cycles to get feedback quickly. Deliver in short cycles to get feedback quickly. Extreme programming, XP. XP, extreme programming, is a software development methodology that emphasizes customer satisfaction, flexibility, and high-quality product delivery. The key practices in extreme programming includes pair programming. In this, two developers work on a single task together. Next is continuous integration. Here, code is frequently integrated, tested, and released. Next is test-driven development. Here, tests are written before the actual code. Next is refactoring. Refactoring. Here, code is frequently revised and improved upon. Comparing Scrum, Kanban, Lean, and XP extreme programming. Now, on the basis of scale, Scrum and XP are often more suited to smaller teams, with Scrum scaling through frameworks like the Scaled Agile framework. In contrast, Kanban and Lean can be applied at multiple levels, from team-level work management to enterprise-wide operations. In terms of flexibility, Kanban offers the most flexibility regarding change, as there are no fixed iterations. Scrum, while agile, locks in work for the duration of a sprint. XP, with its frequent releases, accommodates changes more frequently than Scrum, but not as fluidly as Kanban. Lean, on the other hand, is more about process improvement than managing changing requirements. The focus. While all these methodologies are about delivering value, Scrum and XP are more product-centric, focusing on delivering features. Lean, on the other hand, is process-centric, concentrating on streamlining operations and reducing waste. Kanban, while also process-centric, is more about flow and throughput. Overhead. Scrum, with its roles, ceremonies, and artifacts, has a higher overhead compared to Kanban. XP, due to its engineering practices, might require more training and discipline, especially for teams new to its practices. Lean and Kanban are simpler to adopt, but require a shift in mindset towards continuous improvements and flow, respectively. Selecting the right framework for projects. Selecting the right framework for projects. How do you know which framework to select, to choose for a project? Before selecting a framework, it is crucial to have a basic understanding of the prominent agile frameworks. Scrum. Scrum is a time-boxed approach where work is divided into sprints, typically lasting between 2 to 4 weeks. Scrum emphasizes roles such as product owner, Scrum master, development team, and events like daily stand-up, sprint review, and retrospective. Kanban. Kanban is a visual system for managing work, emphasizing continuous delivery without overburdening the team. Work is displayed on a Kanban board and progresses from one column to the next. For example, to do, in progress, and done. Extreme Programming XP focuses on technical practices and emphasizes continuous feedback, simplicity, and customer satisfaction. It is known for practices like pair programming, continuous integration, and test-driven development. Lean, originating from Toyota's production system, it emphasizes eliminating waste, optimizing flow, and delivering value fast. SAFe, which is Scaled Agile Framework, it is suitable for larger organizations. It provides a detailed approach to scale Agile across the enterprise, integrating roles, responsibilities, and activities at different organizational levels. DSDM, Dynamic Systems Development Method. This is a broad approach that covers the entire project lifecycle and emphasizes delivery on time and within budget. Feature-driven development, FDD. This focuses on building features in a short iteration, making it suitable for larger teams and projects. The question next is, what are the required steps for selecting the right framework? The first is to define your project needs and objectives. Understand your project scope, size, flexibility, and the outcomes that you desire. If you have a smaller team with a project that requires frequent feedback, Scrum or XP might be fitting. For larger organizations looking to scale Agile, SAFe or LESS, Large Scale Scrum, might be more appropriate. Next, assess your team's familiarity with Agile. If your team is new to Agile, starting with a simpler framework like Kanban can provide a smoother transition. On the other hand, if your team is experienced, you might opt for a more comprehensive framework like SP. Next, consider the customer's involvement. Projects that require consistent feedback from the customer might benefit more from frameworks like Scrum or XP, where customer collaboration is a core principle. Examine organizational culture. Your organization's culture can play a significant role in the framework's success. For instance, a company that values continuous learning and feedback might find Scrum's retrospective meetings valuable. Next, pilot and iterate. Before committing to a single framework for the long term, consider running a pilot project. This will allow you to assess how well the framework fits with your team and project specifics. Based on feedback and results, make the necessary tweaks. Next, seek external guidance. Consider bringing in an agile coach or consultant who can provide an outsider's perspective, especially if you are transitioning for the first time. Next, stay flexible. Remember that Agile itself emphasizes responding to change over following a plan. As such, it's okay to adapt a framework or even combine elements from different frameworks to suit your unique requirements. Before we proceed, kindly take some few seconds to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Kindly do so. Kindly click on the subscribe button on your screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Also click on the notification button to be notified whenever we release new videos such as this. Click on the notification button to get notified, to be the first to know when we release news videos such as this. Kindly do so within some few seconds. I'm waiting for you to do so if you have not done so yet. Thank you so much. Now we proceed. Agile planning. User stories and acceptance criteria. Central to Scrum are user stories and acceptance criteria, which help teams ensure that they deliver what users really want. Now we'll discuss what this means and how they are used. What are Scrum user stories? User stories are short, simple descriptions of a feature told from the perspective of the person who desires the new capability, usually a user or customer of the system. It emphasizes user value and helps prioritize tasks based on user needs. A typical user story might look something like, as a type of user, I want an action, which is an action, so that, which is a benefit. An example is, as an online shopper, I want to be able to sort products by price so that I can quickly find products within my budget. Why user stories? What are the advantages of user stories? One advantage of user story is user-centric. User-centric. They bring the user into the center of the conversation, ensuring that the product is built for real needs. Flexible. They allow for changes. As the understanding of the user needs evolves, stories can be easily updated. Collaboration. They encourage teams to work together. Developers, designers, and stakeholders can discuss the what and why behind the features. Prioritization. Prioritization. With each story representing a chunk of user value, it's easier to prioritize them based on user benefits. Acceptance criteria. What is it? Acceptance criteria define the boundaries of a user story. There are conditions that the user story must adhere to for it to be considered done. They specify both functional and non-functional requirements. For the earlier example, acceptance criteria might be products can be sorted in ascending or descending order by price. The user can easily switch between sort orders. Sorting by price is responsive and takes more than 2 seconds. The value of acceptance criteria. The value of acceptance criteria includes the following. Clarity. They clarify what is expected by stakeholders, helping to eliminate any ambiguity. Guidance. Developers have a clearer vision of what to implement. Validation. They offer a foundation for testing. A story can't be accepted until all its criteria are met. Best practices. User story creation. We want to keep it simple and focused. Avoid technical jargon. Remember, it's from the user's viewpoint. Think in terms of the user viewpoint. So we want to avoid unnecessary technical jargon. Collaborate. Have discussions with the team and stakeholders. when writing them. Acceptance criteria development. Be specific but avoid detailing exact solutions. For example, mention the system should load in under 3 seconds instead of the system should use caching mechanisms. Use clear and concise language. Always consult with the team to ensure understanding and feasibility. Regularly review. As development progresses and understanding deepens, revisit user stories and their acceptance criteria to ensure that they remain aligned with user needs and business goals. Story points and estimation techniques. The success of any Scrum project relies heavily on the team's ability to estimate tasks accurately. This not only ensures the delivery of features within a sprint, but also enhances the predictability of future sprints. One of the most popular methods to estimate the complexity of tasks in Scrum is by using story points. What are story points? Story points represent a measure of effort required to implement a user story. Unlike traditional methods of estimation that rely on time, like man-hours or days, story points consider the complexity, the risks, and uncertainties of a task. The main objective of using story points is to move away from looking at just the time and focus on relative efforts. Before we proceed, kindly take some few seconds to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Kindly do so. Kindly click on the subscribe button on your screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Also click on the notification button to be notified whenever we release new videos such as this. Click on the notification button to get notified, to be the first to know when we release news videos such as this. Kindly do so within some few seconds. I'm waiting for you to do so if you have not done so yet. Thank you so much. Now we proceed. Benefits of using story points. The following are some of the benefits of using story points. The first is relative estimation. Story points focus on comparing the relative complexity of tasks rather than trying to predict absolute time. Second, consistency. They offer a consistent unit of measurement across various sprints and teams. Third, accommodate variability. As they are not time-based, they can account for unseen obstacles that can alter the actual time taken. The next is encourage team conversation. The process of assigning story points often leads to valuable discussions about task intricacies. Common scales for story points. Linear, which are numbers between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that order. Fibonacci, which are 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 in that order. Modified Fibonacci, 0, 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 13 are in that order. T-shirt sizes, which are XS, S, M, L, XL, and others. The estimation techniques. The estimation techniques include planning poker. Here, each team member gets a set of cards with numbers representing story points. For each user story or task, team members privately select a card that represents their estimation. All cards are revealed simultaneously. If estimates differ significantly, a discussion ensues. The team then re-estimates until a consensus is reached The T-shirt sizing. Here tasks are classified into sizes like X, S, S, M, L, XL. These sizes are then mapped to actual numerical story points. The dot voting method. The dot voting method is yet another estimation technique. Here tasks are listed on a board. Team members are given a set number of dots or stickers. Members place their dots on the tasks with more dots indicating higher complexity. The total dots per task can then be translated into story points. Affinity estimation. In this, user stories are written on cards. Team members collaboratively sort these cards into groups based on their relative sizes. Once grouped, each group is assigned a story point value. Challenges and considerations. The following are some challenges and considerations. The first is calibration. It's crucial for the team to have a shared understanding of what a point represents, especially when starting out. Avoid time-based estimations. There can be a tendency to think 1 point equals 1 day. This mindset should be avoided. It's a skill. Estimation is a skill that improves with practice and reflection. Regularly review estimations. As teams evolve, their velocity and understanding of tasks change. It's important to recalibrate periodically. Prioritization in projects using Moscow and Cannon model techniques. Prioritization is a crucial skill, especially in the domain of project management, software development, product design, manufacturing, and others. With constraints like time, resources, and budget, it's essential to focus on the most valuable and impactful tasks. In this context, techniques like the Moscow method, and the Cannon model method, or the Cannon model, provide robust frameworks to help teams and individuals prioritize effectively. Now, what is the Moscow method? The Moscow method, what is it? The Moscow method is a technique used primarily in agile and business analysis frameworks. It is a prioritization tool that categorizes requirements in 4 levels. M, which is the first level, which stands for must have. These are critical requirements that the project or product must have to be considered a success. Without this, the product or project will not deliver its intended value. S, should have. They are important but not critical. If omitted, they might be workarounds or it can be delayed to a future iteration. C, could have. These are the desirable features or requirements, but they are not necessary. They are typically the nice to haves. W, won't have this time, but possibly in the future. Recognizing that certain requirements won't be met in this iteration, but they might be considered in the future. Now, the strength of Moscow, MOSCOW, lies in its simplicity. By compelling stakeholders to categorize their needs, it makes prioritization transparent and collaborative. The Kano model. The Kano model, developed by Professor Noriaki Kano in the 1980s, the Kano model focuses on customer satisfaction and product features. The model categorizes features based on how they are perceived by customers and their effects on satisfaction. They are categorized as follows: basic needs. These are features that customers expect. Their absence would cause dissatisfaction, but their presence doesn't particularly increase satisfaction. Performance needs. Features that can lead to satisfaction if present and well executed, but can also cause dissatisfaction if not met. Excitement needs, which are the delighters. These are unexpected features that can highly increase satisfaction when present, but don't cause dissatisfaction when missing. Indifferent needs. These are features towards which customers are neutral, meaning that their presence or absence doesn't notably impact satisfaction. Reverse needs. Features that can satisfy a segment of customers when absent, but dissatisfy them when present. It's the opposite for another segment. By understanding customer preferences using the Kano model, organizations can prioritize features that will have the highest impact on customer satisfaction. Integrating Moscow and the Kano model. While the Moscow method is a powerful tool for high-level prioritization, the Kano model offers insights based on customer satisfaction. By integrating both methods, project teams can get a comprehensive view of what needs to be done. For instance, must-have features from the Moscow method can be further evaluated using the Kano model to see if they are basic, performance, or even delighters. And this hybrid approach ensures that team not only meets the essential requirements, but also creates a product that resonates with the end users. If you haven't done so yet, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Also, click on the notification button to get notified of our future videos. If you find this video especially helpful, please do not hesitate to like and share with your audience on social media.